Anthony Davis looks great, and he has been making a statement for being a top 5 player in the NBA. I mean, if we just talk about playoffs, he's been one of the best performers, no doubt, a top 5 playoff player right now. I mean, this is the AD we fell in love with. I mean, Anthony Davis at the peak of his powers, at full health, he is a top 5 player. I mean, after that championship run, ESPN, I'm pretty sure, ranked him at 2 or 1. I know ESPN may be flawed. Yes, they're definitely flawed in their rankings, but regardless, Anthony Davis's peak of his powers after winning a championship, he's looked at as a top 5 player in the league, and right now he's been looking really good. I mean, if we talk about that first game against the Warriors, and you know I'm a Warrior fan, so yes, I want the Warriors to win, but I'm also a fan of basketball, and you want to see players be great, and that is what Anthony Davis was. In game 1, he had 30 points and 23 rebounds with 5 assists and 4 blocks. That stat line is ridiculous, you know. He became the first Laker since Shaq to do that in a playoff game. You know, offensively, he's been looking good. Through the playoffs so far, in 7 games, Anthony Davis has been averaging some crazy numbers. 22 points, 15 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 4.3 blocks per game. That's the highest block average that Anthony Davis has had through the playoffs in his whole career. He just looked like he was all over the floor. I mean, the 4 blocks, let's talk about that, because in terms of defensive rating, you know, I saw that he has the best defensive rating in the playoffs so far at 95.4. You know, he's been great. You know, he had that 1 block on Andrew Wiggins where Andrew Wiggins was a fast break. He was going downhill, and Anthony Davis was just not in position to get a block. But he still found a way, and Andrew Wiggins was trying to initiate contact. Anthony Davis did a good job of kind of getting out the way, and he blocked it from behind. You know, I'll put the clip in here, but he has been great. You know, he's been scoring in different ways, whether that's in the mid-range. Obviously, you know, he sometimes settles, but he's been making it, you know. He gives you that little floater. He's in the mid-range and the shorter mid-range area, and obviously he's been finishing. Defensively too, when I was looking at the hustle stats, like I said, I felt like he was everywhere. 4 blocks. In terms of contested shots, he had 19 total contested shots in game 1 against the Warriors. And when you see Anthony Davis, I mean, he is just ruling the paint. He's protecting the rim. Anthony Davis, if he wasn't blocking shots, he was definitely changing shots. You know, he was deterring them away from the rim, and you know that's what you want to see from Anthony Davis. He's looking, you know, the stats say so, but he's looking like the best defensive player in the league right now, you know, in this playoff run. But it's just interesting because, like, what do you guys consider Anthony Davis as? Is he a top 10 player in your eyes? In my opinion, he's kind of peeking in there, because if the Lakers go ahead and make a deep run, maybe even a championship run this year, Anthony Davis, obviously, he's going to be playing at a high level, playing at his peak if the Lakers do win. Where do we see Anthony Davis after this theoretical run? Because if he does his thing, he'll be right there back in top 5, top 2 maybe. I'm just throwing out stuff here. Maybe I'm just speaking out, you know, without thinking, but maybe I'm a victim of the moment. But he's just been great because, you know, after a championship run, we were expecting it to be Giannis, Anthony Davis. Those were going to be the 2 guys head to head. And then Giannis continued to be more consistent, won a chip, and he's kind of edged himself away. We look at Giannis in a different light than Anthony Davis right now. But like I said, if Anthony Davis continues to do his thing, we're going to look at him differently. But yeah, let's talk about that first game. Obviously, Warriors lost. Steph Curry. It looked like Steph Curry, you know, he was having a hard time scoring out there. He still ended up with 27 points, 10 for 24. Jared Vanderbilt did a good job. I think the big change that should happen, that was looking like it was working at the end of the game, was putting Steph Curry on ball, you know, putting him in those drag screen situations. Because, yes, we know Steph Curry for his off ball, and obviously that makes a big impact on the game. But right now you have a bigger defender in Jared Vanderbilt guarding him. He's not leaving him at all. So it's hard to get Steph Curry the ball. So just give him the ball right away and let him go to work on offense. Let him to go in those pick and roll actions, you know. I think that'll make a big difference. Obviously, Jordan Poole, he had that crazy shot. I'm not saying it's a bad shot because he was open. I mean, it was probably 30 feet. Was it the best shot? Honestly, that kind of might have been the best shot they could have gotten in that situation. I don't know. Maybe they had 2 timeouts. They could have drew a play. So I'm kind of neutral right now on it. You know, I'm not. Is it me being a Warrior fan saying that? I don't know. But in my opinion, you know, he had a good look. He was playing good. He was in rhythm. I mean, the thing with him is that he does shoot far. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it was an okay look. Maybe you kind of got a better look if you drew something up with a timeout. But, yeah, I mean, Jordan Poole, it was a good sign to see how good he played. 7 for 15 for 21 points. He was hitting some tough threes. Maybe was fouled in a couple of them. Wasn't called, but 6 threes. I mean, it was definitely a good sign, but, you know, hopefully he continues to play consistent. It was just that questionable shot that kind of, you know, Twitter was on him. But, yeah, I mean, obviously Kevon Looney still had 23 rebounds, you know, 16 defensive rebounds. But that did not stop Anthony Davis from having his 23 rebound game. D'Lo had a great game too as well. I mean, if the Lakers want to make this run, D'Lo is an X-factor guy. You know, if he can give you games like this, 19 points, we're not, you know, people are not asking D'Lo to give you 30, 35, 40. No. D'Lo, they're just asking you to have 15 to 20 points a night. Give them some tough buckets. You know, that's what he did last game. But, yeah, this is definitely a different matchup for the Warriors because, you know, you had Domantas Sabonis in round 1, where you can give him that space. And he is a bruiser. And the thing with Kevon Looney and Draymond Green is that they welcome that physicality. They welcome the bruising. You know, they love that. But now with a different matchup with Anthony Davis, you got to play up on him because he can hit that mid-range and he's more finesse. So how will Draymond Green and Kevon Looney adjust to that? I don't know, because like I said, Anthony Davis is looking really good, looking like a top 5 player in the league. But we'll see what the adjustments are going to be. You know, the Lakers stole a game. And the thing about the playoffs is that, you know, these 2 coaches, they're going to have to, you know, it's all about adjustments. You know, that's the big thing of the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys in this video. If you guys enjoy, hit that like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think about Anthony Davis. This series, it already looks great. You know, it's a fun series. Arguably could be the best series out of the whole playoffs. I mean, it's LeBron and AD versus Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. You know, it's gonna be a fun one. But like I always say in my videos, my first name is Emilio, but my middle name is Lawrence, and I like hoops. If you like hoops too, subscribe to it too. Until next time, peace.